Well, the Nintendo Treehouse just wrapped up. This was, of course, the event where they were showcasing Paper Mario The Origami King and the gameplay from that, and they were going to explain it as they went through. It was a little strange because, of course, they were doing it over like Zoom or Skype or something, and because there was a delay, they ended up talking over each other at times, interrupting. I kind of chalked it up to weird circumstances, obviously, with COVID-19 and everything going on right now. But then, of course, they also had a game that was going to be announced being done by Wayforward. And it was odd because the build-up to it, of course, immediately a ton of hype, right? Like, everyone was guessing all kinds of crazy stuff. And then Nintendo tried to lower expectations a little bit by saying, oh, it's a third-party game. It's not a first-party game like a lot of people are guessing with, Metroid or Wario Land and even a Kirby game, all this stuff. We were all over the place. Castlevania even got into the fray because when say third-party, we try to look outwards and say, okay, what could Nintendo bring in and have as an exclusive, I guess, because they're showing it at their Treehouse? What would they have as an exclusive for their system? Yeah, it went over very, very well. It was certainly out of left field. I don't think anyone was expecting this one. And that is Bakugan Champions of Vestroia. I think that's how you pronounce it. Look, okay, I'm fine with Pokemon, Digimon. What else do we have? Beyblades, I guess. Bakugan is way down the list for me. I barely know what it is, okay? Once you get past the age of 30, I think these things kind of like start blending together a bit, and I'm like, okay, Pokemon and Digimon, like everything else is just out there for me. Even like Zoids is getting a game soon, I think, later on this year, and I completely forgot about that franchise. So yeah, a lot of these things start to blend together, and I think I missed the boat on Bakugan as it is. But they announced this, and everyone just was like, what? Why is this at the Treehouse? Now, it's an exclusive to the Switch, so I guess that makes sense for them to be like, oh, well, it's on our platform only. And we can actually take a look at some of the Nintendo page now, because they put it up on Nintendo.com. Bakugan Champions of Vestroia. They have a lot of screenshots for it too, but it does say that it's coming out November 3rd, so it is coming out this year. It's master your Bakugan fighting skills, build the perfect team, varied environments to explore, and take on the world. Somehow, in a Treehouse event that included Paper Mario, the RPG that was shown was Bakugan. Anyway, it was certainly a letdown when Bakugan flashes on screen. And I started to we were building up to it, and I thought to myself, I feel like disappointment is coming. I sent a message to a couple of the people on the Spawncast, and MVG even clipped it, and I was like, prepare for disappointment. I feel like that's about to happen. The expectations were built up too much, and it would have been better. I thought about this. This might have been better if it was more of a surprise announcement rather than a little bit of a build-up. Like, if we got to the stream and we all thought, okay, it's just going to be Paper Mario, and they ended out and said, oh yeah, one thing from Wayforward, we're going to see a game from them and some gameplay, there would have been no time to have expectations raised or these predictions made, and we would have just gone right into Bakugan, and then people still would have tuned out, but it wouldn't have been this whole, oh, wow, maybe it was going to be Metroid or Castlevania or something. Just an idea. But we did see more Paper Mario, The Origami King, and I have to say, the more I'm seeing about this game, the more, I guess disappointed is the word for it. I was really hoping they would have looked back at some of their most recent games and then realized that, okay, maybe we should do a bit more with the random battles outside of changing some of the mechanics, but actually giving you a reason to do random battles. I talked about how the other day previews came out, and a lot of places like VentureBeat with Jeff Grubb, Game Explain, and some others said that random battles, you just avoid them because there's no reason to really do them. Like, it was really funny in the Treehouse. Some of them were just running away from random battles too. Like, a Goomba would pop up and there was like, oh no, they just ran away. It's like, well, hold on. Wouldn't you want to show it off more? If there was a reason to do the random battles, I think it would be more compelling overall. It just feels like from what we saw in the Treehouse and what's been described, we're going to go through it, and those random battles are just going to feel like they're in the way. Like, and that seems so strange because they spent some time building up the puzzle mechanic in the game. You seem to get coins, and they used coins to extend the timer for a random battle that if you had just avoided in the first place, maybe you wouldn't have needed to spend. The one they showed that they spend coins on seemed to be tied to the story, so I guess you obviously would have to do that one. But let's say you run across a random battle and the puzzle looks a little strange at first, and you're like, oh, there's a timer, let me go ahead and add some coins. You could have just avoided that random battle rather than spend your coins. And when they were walking around in the overworld part, they were just finding coins everywhere. That is the one part that I do like, though, is the overworld, the visuals, all of that looks fun, like good. Like, visuals look great, but the overworld looks very fun to explore and find things in. And to me, it's so close to being like the Paper Mario game. I just wish they had incorporated like experience points and a leveling system, even if it was very basic. Like, if you look at Thousand Year Door, that is not an intricate leveling system, nothing like that, but it's there and it pushes you along to do random battles and not feel like you're wasting your time. And I'm kind of looking at this and I'm like, it feels like you're wasting time running into some of these random battles on the overworld map. I did like the boss battle they showed, though. That looks really fun. Like, it's different. That's the biggest thing. Like, if it was just the same kind of puzzle mechanic, it'd be like, oh, okay, the boss is maybe just harder to figure out. No, you're actually moving around that circle that you were moving in the first place with random battles against like Goombas. That looks interesting because they could do some really fun and interesting things with different boss battles. They showed like a case full of colored pencils. I'm like, oh, okay, that's that's neat. I mean, it's Paper Mario, so they're leading into that crafting element, but it's so close. Visually, it looks great. The exploration on the overworld looks very fun and compelling, but it's just like that basic leveling system and experience earned from these battles, and then you choose, oh, I want to level up my my special points, I want to level up my HP or whatever, or badge points. Those are all things they could have thrown in there and just given you a reason to do these battles. That's the one thing that's like, man, so close. I mean, I still have to play the game, and I will. I'm going to pick it up next Friday along with Ghosts of Tsushima. Anyway, the overall Treehouse itself was pretty forgettable, I would say. I mean, the one thing coming out of this are the memes and the reactions to Bakugan closing things out in a Paper Mario stream. Otherwise, though, this is something we'll probably forget about by like next week, and we'll move on. Hopefully to a rumored direct in the next 2 weeks. We'll see, because there are some games that Nintendo will have to announce. And it seems like they might wait until after Paper Mario is out to do all of that. But here's hoping they have some good stuff lined up to show us for the rest of this year, because somehow I don't think having Bakugan as the big holiday title would work out for Nintendo. But let me know what you guys thought about the Treehouse overall down below. Make sure you guys like the video on the way out if you enjoyed it. Dislike it if not. And I'll see you next time.